So today, I'm going to be reviewing the System Sensor non-ADA mass fire alarm. So before we begin, I do apologize if I get something wrong, talking correctly, etc. So anyways, let's get started. First, we're going to just look at some basic details. This is the strobe, and it's what flashes when the fire alarm goes off. So, in case you can't hear the horn easily, if you're like, hearing isn't good, this will flash and you will at least know there's a fire and you need to evacuate the building. And this is a frosted strobe specifically. It's the oldest style, because you can't see through it. Xenon strobes are second, and you can see through those, and then LED strobes are what they're focusing on right now. And it says fire 3 times on it, as you can tell, in the front and to the sides. That's the horn, so that's the loud sound you hear with the fire alarms. Fun fact, this one is multi-tone, meaning that you can change the tone on it to make it sound different. It's pretty cool. Not all fire alarms are like that, but this is one that is like that. Now this part, you have to screw on with a screwdriver, and there's 4 screws, which, as you can probably tell on mine, there's no screws at all. And that's a loose part, which eventually I will screw that in tight if I use it in a future system test, which I hope I do. Just so you know, that still might be a few months. At the top is a label. It says System Sensor. That's the company. The full model is SS24LO. It shows you the flash rate, flash energy. It's 1.5 candela, and that's probably the average for any frosted strobes. This specific one is improved to be inside and outside. And a similar label appears in the back as well. So you find it twice on this fire alarm, which is interesting. And on the back is where the wiring takes place to wire the strobe and horn. And it is multi-tone, like I said. The thing is, though, with this specific device, you can't just change the tone whenever you want. There's clips, A, B, and C. And usually you're probably going to have all the clips, but if you break one, it's permanent, and you can't unbreak it, obviously. So, I forget the exact number of tones. Gotta do math. There's 8 tones in total on the System Sensor mass. And I'm going to show you what they sound like. Because I can't wire them up myself, I am going to use a video and show you the audio. I will tell you the tone and also what clips go with it. Now, I showed you the mass. It's upside down. Actually, couple more things before we start the sound. So you may notice the fire lettering's thin on this one. Newer 980A masses had thinner fire lettering. It was more bigger on the older ones. They made a very similar fire alarm, which was the System Sensor MEAH, which was multi-tone, but it had different sounds. I'm not going to show that one, though. I'm only going to show the mass, because that's what we're focusing on. And these were first made in 1984 and discontinued in 1993. So, I am going to put this back, and actually, never mind, actually. I'm going to keep it and pretend it's sounding. Just imagine it. The first tone is the basic tone for the mass, 800 hertz. Here we go, and the clips required for this one are B and C. These can sure give a headache, as they are very loud. It's honestly just that. It's like a smoke alarm, but low-pitched, kinda. I can't really explain it that easily, though. But that is the basic tone for the mass, and probably the most common tone for the mass. And fun fact is, there is also different pitches you could do with it, so that's not the only pitch you can do. The next tone is going to be slow whoop. So it's a whooping sound basically, but it's slow. Literally says it in the name. This one requires all three clips A, B, and C. So here we go. Yeah, it definitely depends in pitch. I think you can change the pitch with any tone. Actually, never mind. Or maybe it's just not noticeable, you know. So, yeah. This next tone is called high-low, and it's basically a high sound and a low sound. Or you could call it 800 Hz and 1000 Hz alternating. Two names for it, basically. And this one can be different pitches, by the way. So, here we go. One more thing to mention with this tone is that it can be different speeds, too. Oh, and the clips for that one are A and C. This next one is called 2400 Hertz Interrupted. It's going to be like a slow march time, and it's going to sound like a smoke alarm. You need A and B for this one. That's about it with that one. This next tone is standard 2400 Hertz, just continuous, which is just not stopping till you silence the alarm. And that's just clip C only. Yeah, kind of ear piercing. This next one is called 1200 Hertz Interrupted. It's kind of similar to 2400 Hertz Interrupted. Similar pattern, although it's like slightly lower pitched. You get the point. Forgot to mention again, the clips for that one is going to be, that's clip B only. Next up, we have swept frequency. That will be clip A only. It's like slow up in reverse, kinda. And also, I feel like this is the tone that's used the least amount of times, because I don't see this tone used much. Just saying. Kind of like a siren. And we have one more tone to go. The last tone is called warble. And it's probably the loudest of all the tones. Just saying. And you don't need any clips at all for this one. No clips. Well, that is all I have to say about the System Sensor 980A Mass. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more.